The first thing that you'll want to do is figure out the brand that you're trying to go for. For mine, I picked a color scheme that was kind of light and pastel-y to kind of go with my sweet treats and gives off kind of a soft vibe. I started by picking out a food to go in the middle. So I would start out by having your food picked out for what you are going to have. To pick out the food element that you are going to use, you are going to click on Elements, and you are going to search the food that you made. I made a donut. Now, Canva has Pro Packs, which cost money. We do not want those. We want the free options. So you can scroll through. They have quite a few options. Once you find one that you like, you will click on it. That one was not free, so I did not want to click on that. I think I actually ended up choosing this one. Now, here is where you are able to kind of play around with your color scheme a little bit right off the bat. So notice how this donut is the same. Well, it's not the exact same, but it's kind of got a similar color scheme. If I wanted to, I could change this color scheme to a different one. So if I wanted more bright colors, most of the elements that you can use, you will be able to change the colors. So the color scheme for this donut is up here. So if I wanted to, I could click on this and change the colors to kind of match my vibe that I am going for. So if I have like a cool color scheme that I want to use, I could change that. If I wanted to have a bright kind of more pop color scheme, I could change that. Kind of just play around with it. However, I like this lighter color scheme. I do think I'm going to change this brown though. Not to orange, to a lighter brown, because I like that lighter color scheme. Once you get your elements picked out, you could even choose more than one if you would like. When you go to click on your color scheme, you can actually change the color. It has your entire document color listed here. So that is actually going to be your entire color scheme for your whole page right here. You can change the colors by clicking on which color you want to change up here and changing it down here. You can even click a new color and change it that way. When you are adding your food, remember, we do not want it to be too busy. Otherwise, our logo would be kind of hard for other people to remember. And that is the point of a logo, is for people to remember it quickly. So once you have your items picked out for your food, then you can begin to add maybe a little bit of decor behind. So I actually added a little bit of emphasis in the background. So I just went to elements and lines. You could add different lines to create texture in the background. If I wanted this to be behind my donut, what I could do is click with 2 fingers and hit send to back. If I wanted this to be in front of, or behind my donut, but in front of that line, I could put send backwards, like so. And that would make that dot go in front of the ones that I just did, but behind the other ones. So there are a lot of different elements that you can use to kind of jazz up your design. However, you do want to make sure that it is not getting too crazy, because the whole point of it is to have your product. So once you get a design that you like, then you need to think about your wording. So To add your restaurant name, you go to text. You can look through and find any of these fonts that are free, or you can click Add Heading and type in your restaurant. Now you can change the size of this. You can change if it's on one row or multiple. I liked the one row for my design. You can also change the font by coming up here to this font option. There are a lot of fonts that are free. There are also some that cost money. So you can look through and find a font that you think fits your design. So my design that I am going for is kind of a sweet, delicate, soft feel. So I more than likely wouldn't want to do a bolded letter because that would kind of throw off my design element that I'm going for. So since I want a sweet, kind of soft, delicate one, I chose this font because I thought the cursive was nice. You can also change the font size up here and the font color. When we are doing our font and our words, we want to make sure that you are able to read these letters. So for me, I actually overlaid this right on top of my donut in my last one. Then I went into with an element, and I believe I added a line right behind my letters. So I made a line. I'm going to make my line white, and then I'm going to send that backward. That way my font is still readable. Now I'm not super wild about how this cuts in front of this. So I actually am not super wild about that at all, so I might delete that. Yeah. So once you have your font picked out and it is legible so you can read that font well, and you have your food ready to roll, then you are ready to turn in your logo.